Hi everyone, this is an instructional video for 6.07, the Adaptable Writer. For this assignment, few things, you're obviously going to have the assignment directions here, so make sure to, you should be watching the video. But as you go into the assignment, um, couple things that I want to make sure that you're doing. Make sure that you look at these first. This is the rubric, the writing checklist. And then this is the news article that I want you to go in and you're going to basically read this first. Said foot, I meant first. But it's called Barefoot and Busted. It's a page long. So what you're going to do is you're going to read this article. So after you read the article, you're going to go back into and you're going to look at the assignment. So once we pull that assignment up, so the first thing that you're going to be looking at is after you read that article is you are going to rewrite that article. So what that means is you are going to go through and you're going to kind of paraphrase, you're going to change things up a little bit. But your main objective for this assignment is to make this article, this rewritten article, look like something you would find online. So what I've done is I have put some examples down here of things that you would need to focus on. So this specific online article is right here in this link. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take you over to that link and show you what exactly you would need to look for. Oh, and you know what? I think I have it. I think I closed it out. So let me open it real quick. So this basically is just a CNN article that I pulled up, right? So a lot of news, online news media, the way they're writing articles is obviously a little different than if you would get a newspaper, right? Or if you would get a magazine. So what I want you to specifically pay attention to is first, there's the video. If you want to add a video, you're more than welcome to do that. If you want to spice it up, add a video of some kind in there that's related to that article, you can do that. So I'm showing you this as an example. You obviously are not rewriting this article. You're rewriting that Barefoot and Busted article, right? That's in the classroom. So you're rewriting this. Okay, so just to make that very clear, I'm just only using this to show you an example of the format and things you need to consider when changing. Okay, so when you go in, one of the things I want you to look at and make sure that you're noticing are these hyperlinks, right? So hyperlinks are very important when we're looking at online articles. So one of the things that I want to make sure that you're doing is adding hyperlinks. Obviously, your article doesn't have to be full of hyperlinks, but at least a few, two or three for sure, that I would like for you to make sure that you're adding some type of hyperlink in for this article. Okay, so another thing that you're noticing are pictures, right? Graphics. So adding more graphics in, that would be fantastic for you to do as well, right? So another thing that you're noticing from this is maybe some type of a chart or graph, right? So I would like to see some type of graph chart, some type of graphic added in there. There are many other things in here for you to look at and to consider adding into your own article. This is just a very well done online article that gives you a lot of the examples that you need to add into your own. Okay, so use this as a reference to maybe think about what you need to add to your own and make sure that you're adding these different elements to make yours look online, right? So you want to make sure that you have that. At the same time, you're also looking at making sure that there are headings, you have your headlines, your subheadlines, things like that, that you're able to add in there. So the important thing to remember here also is that you're paraphrasing this. So when you're finished, your article is not going to be anywhere as long as this one, right? It should be much shorter actually. So when you're paraphrasing, that means you're cutting out a lot of this information. So you're really only putting the pertinent information from the article into your rewritten article that you have. So that's going to be super important. One of the things that I'm going to be looking for. Okay, so making sure that you're actually cutting down the article. So if we go in and we look at the requirements for the article real quick, the first thing that you need to do is you need to reread the model news story, which is that barefoot and busted article, right? So you're going to look through the eyes of an online news editor using the criteria checklist provided. So that criteria checklist that we're speaking of, sorry, there's too many tabs open. That criteria checklist is here. That's that online news writing checklist. So what we're looking for when we are looking at that writing checklist is, as it pops up, is you're writing an active voice using active verbs. Use present tense to give your piece a sense of immediacy. You're using hyperlinks instead of narrative recaps. Construct shorter sentences and shorter paragraphs. Use bullet subset and subheads to avoid large blocks of text. Write headlines and favorite keywords over creativity. Update your story often to retain a sense of immediacy. So you're adding more of an active present voice rather than anything that is past tense, right? It's like it's happening now. It's not happening yesterday or the day before. It's an active voice rather than passive voice, right? So you want to make sure to use the checklist, right? So make sure to look at that checklist. Trim existing article. So you're going to delete what you can. So like I said, this article should be shorter, right? You're going to add material. So that's the hyperlinks, the pictures, you're adding all the bells and whistles. You can be as fancy as you want to, okay? And then you're going to review and polish. So the reason that you are doing this, there's a very specific reason. So you wrote your 4.05 article, right? So the final project for you in this class in journalism is that you are going to take your article and you're going to rewrite it and you're going to model an online news article. Okay, so that is your last thing that you will do in our class for Unit 7. So there is a reason you're doing this. There's a reason that you're rewriting this article and that you're adding all of the hyperlinks and you're doing all of those things because you're going to take your article later on in the class, not now, later, and you are going to have that final project of what it should look like. Okay, so if you need any other type of ideas, you're welcome to look online. You're welcome to look at any other online source that you would like to that has news articles that can give you some idea. You absolutely are able to use those as ideas. But remember, you are rewriting that barefoot and busted news article, right? You're rewriting the article that is here. You're rewriting this article for this assignment. Okay, so just to clarify and make sure that you're aware of that. If you have any questions, please let me know.